Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RV GCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RV GCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RV GCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, fine folks. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. We're going to show you proof that President Trump is actually preparing the new banking system for the Iraqi dinar to RV, but also that would include every other currency. Goldilocks is sharing some information today that is actually a follow-up from the executive order that President Trump signed last Thursday for digital assets and stable coins. It is stable coins that will back the Iraqi dinar in order for us to exchange the dinar into US dollar, specifically the stable coin RLUSD, which is the Ripple Labs backed by US dollars, RLUSD. President Trump's executive order, all in all, was to cover the US dollar-backed stablecoin, which is what? RLUSD, the Ripple Labs stablecoin. So, what Goldilocks has shared today is going to show us how President Trump's executive order specifically is for this. Then also, we're going to talk about Vietnam and how they are preparing as well. Yes, I normally tell you about many members in the room who have established relationships with their wealth managers, and many are continuously doing so. But I wanted to really get into what Vietnam and Iraq is doing and get straight to it. So let's jump into it. Vietnam, folks, Goldilocks is sharing that Vietnam actually has quietly, over the last 5 to 6 months, been preparing their economy, the Vietnamese economy, and the Vietnamese dong for an eventual revaluation. Of course, that will happen in the new digital asset banking system that President Trump has issued his executive orders for. Vietnam's stock market moves closer to what's called an emerging market status. An emerging market status is considered to be movement towards what's called a market economy. In essence, folks, what this does, by Vietnam doing everything they must do to prepare for what's called a market economy, it means that Vietnam itself no longer will control the value of the Vietnamese dong. It will be determined, the value of the dong will be determined by the global market. That is why they are preparing to go from an emerging market status
that leads the Vietnamese dong to what's called a market economy, because the global financial market will determine the true value on the Vietnamese dong. See, for the last 40, 50 plus years, the Vietnamese dong has been grossly devalued. Despite the Vietnamese economy being the number 2 fastest growing, the second fastest growing economy in the world, only behind China. Yet their currency, the Vietnamese dong, has been boo-boo. Complete boo-boo. But now we're moving into the new digital asset banking system. Not only the Vietnamese dong, but the dinar and every other currency, every other asset must move to its real value. So, quiet as it's kept, since November, Vietnam has passed several laws, banking laws, similar to Iraq, in order to prepare the Vietnamese dong to reach its new value in the new digital banking system. We're going to cover this in more detail on Saturday Night Dialogues. You do not want to miss, because we're going to show you that Vietnam has actually been doing more than most realize in order to prepare the Vietnamese dong for its real value. Vietnam is moving from the government of Vietnam maintaining the value of the dong to where the global financial market will do so by supply and demand of the dong. They are actually preparing themselves, their laws, banking laws, trading laws. Just like Iraq passed their digital banking laws, like I said, in November, in preparation for the dinar to be revalued. Ladies and gentlemen, Vietnam, what if they have done the same thing? Saturday night's call, we will go into depth. Now, President Trump's executive order that 100% includes what's needed for the dinar to revalue. Goldilocks is sharing an article today that proves what President Trump is getting us ready for with the dinar. But at the same time, it's in preparation for all the other currencies that we may hold as well. But absolutely for the Iraqi dinar. There's a company by the name of Ando Finance that just recently created an agreement with Ripple. Remember, Ripple is Ripple Labs USD, which is RLUSD, stablecoins, which President Trump signed the executive order for the digital assets, the new banking economy, to regulate stablecoins, which Ripple's stablecoin RLUSD, which is just the stablecoin pegged 1-to-1, one stablecoin backed by the one asset backed by the US dollar. The partnership between Ando and Ripple is significant because it brings tokenized US treasuries to the XRP ledger. What are tokenized treasuries? In layman's terms, folks, What this does is provides the guarantees of the value to back our currencies. What will guarantee the value of our exchanges, and what will guarantee the exchanges? Tokenized treasury. Well, what does tokenized mean? You may ask. Folks, when you have gold, for example, a physical asset, which we know that we must have gold for the RV to happen so that our currencies can be backed by an asset and not in the old traditional fiat banking system. So tokenized means the digital representation of a physical asset. So the digital representation of gold. So here we have the partnership between Ripple and Ando. Ando brings tokenized or the digital gold to back the dinar, to back the dong, to back any currency that we exchange. Backed by gold, guaranteed by the U.S. Treasury Department. Remember, the U.S. Treasury is the king of the RV. The U.S. Treasury is the king of the RV. I'm going to say it again. The U.S. Treasury is the king of the RV because every central bank around the world, Central Bank of Iraq, Central Bank of Vietnam, every central bank, Venezuela, India, you name it, they're all connected to our U.S. Treasury Department. Because we, through our Treasury Department, do trade and transactions with every country around the world. So if you have the bridge, which is Ripple, that bridges from the physical asset to cross over for it to be a digital asset, backed by the strength and full force and power of our U.S. Treasury Department, therein lies the guarantee of the exchanges. Tokenized, digitized. Therefore, this is why President Trump signed his executive order for digital assets in the golden era, in the golden age that we are upon now. See, with the digital assets, the tokenization of U.S. treasuries, therein lies the guarantees for our transactions to be backed. Now, you may ask, well, who's guaranteeing and what guarantees? The who is the U.S. Treasury. But let's say, for example, you exchange dinar for dong, and the transaction is guaranteed by the U.S. Treasury. So let's say, let's use a number. Let's say you're expecting $10 million from your exchange. U.S. dollars is your end result for your exchange. It's backed and guaranteed. The transaction is guaranteed by the U.S. Treasury Department. How is that possible? Because with this partnership with Ripple and the stable coin to provide the stability to back that transaction, that exchange, the tokenization, which is the digital representation of gold, there you have the exchange is backed by gold through the U.S. Treasury Department, and it's done electronically, tokenized. What also is the several advantages of this partnership with Ando, the finance company, and Ripple? Remember, Ando brings the digital gold to the U.S. Treasury via it being tokenized. What we're witnessing, ladies and gentlemen, is all the relationships, the business, banking relationships that are needed to complete what's necessary for the RV to occur. These banking relationships are coming to fruition. Do you think it's a coincidence that Ando Finance, which is a company that tokenizes U.S. Treasuries, do you think it's a coincidence that they just partnered with Ripple via the XRP ledger? Do you think it's a coincidence now? Remember, we've always shared with you that the way for the dinar to be exchanged into US dollar is through XRP. And now this banking relationship between Ando and XRP via Ripple to be backed by digital gold through the U.S. Treasury Department and guaranteed by the U.S. Treasury Department is now happening. RLUSD stablecoin, U.S. stablecoin, executive order signed by Trump for digital assets and stablecoins last Thursday. You think it's a coincidence? The ability for Ripple, USD, aka RLUSD, to move treasuries on the Ripple blockchain can help with foreign currency exchange in a few different ways. RLUSD, the stablecoin that can bridge the old financial system with the new digital assets in its financial system, helps, facilitates, assures the exchange from the dinar to the US dollar. It makes sure that it's faster. And RLUSD, the stablecoin that Trump's executive order covers, it secures the transactions, the exchanges to be faster. Provides the money, the funding for the RV in order to be digitized or electronic, however you want to call it. Also, the stablecoin is used as collateral when trading gold, silver, and other commodities, even securities and treasuries. So the stablecoin that President Trump signed the executive order for regulations, although RLUSD is already regulated, banks have been using it. The stablecoin Ripple USD will be used as collateral, as a guarantee to back our exchanges. So if your exchange, you expect $10 million in US dollars to be your final amount for your exchange, it is RLUSD, the stable coin, will be used as collateral by the U.S. Treasury Department to guarantee itself the value of 10 million or more. So in essence, what will happen, no matter what the amount is that you're exchanging into US dollars, the U.S. Treasury will guarantee that is the amount. How? The stablecoin, RLUSD. So you must realize this is all planned out. This is no coincidence that this is happening now. Everything is connected to everything. RLUSD, the stablecoin for which President Trump has signed executive orders for is backed 1-to-1 by the US dollar, meaning that Ripple holds an equivalent amount of US dollars in reserves for each stablecoin it issues. So, for example, let's go back to 10 million. If you expect 10 million to be your exchange amount, Ripple has at least 10 million US dollars in reserve to back that transaction, backed by gold. This is what we are witnessing, is a few of the final pieces to the overall puzzle for the Iraqi dinar revaluation to occur. Yes, all the other currencies as well. But the Iraqi dinar, you must realize, 100%, especially through this executive order with President Trump with stablecoins, specifically Ripple stablecoin, is 100%. Now let me rephrase that, 1,000%. How the Iraqi dinar can and will be exchanged. Don't forget, XRP, which is what will allow it to happen, the dinar exchanged into the US dollar. But it is Ripple that owns the network for XRP. On Saturday's call, we're going to explain in more detail, and you will see the receipts for yourself exactly what President Trump is preparing us for in the new golden age. We love you.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RV GCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RV GCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RV GCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.